This member, probably more than most, will stand up and, the story of a wolf in a sheep's clothing, to try to give an impression, a false impression, that the government of Canada does not care about the province of Alberta is absolute false. It's a bunch of garbage, Mr. Speaker. That is the reality of it. This government has given more money, more resources than Harper ever gave the province of Alberta and indeed the prairies, Madam Speaker. You can speak the myths, truths all you want, but it does not change the facts, Mr. Speaker. And at the end of the day, I see myself as a nationalist that's very proud to be coming from the prairies. And I stand up for the prairies all of the time, Mr. Speaker. And I take exception to a member that tries to give the impression that Alberta is not being taken care of from the government of Ottawa. When I was in the military, posted in Edmonton, I was very critical of the provincial government for not divesting Alberta's economy. There's all sorts of reasons as to why it is Alberta is being challenged to the degree it is being challenged today. And would the member not agree that it's not just Ottawa, it's Alberta, it's municipalities, the different stakeholders, all of us have an important role to play. And that includes the fine work that I believe that the federal government has done in investing in Alberta as it has in the prairies. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The honourable member for Lakeland.
Well, I guess that captures the irreconcilable difference that we may reach. I would invite that member to come to Lakeland and try that baloney on any one of my constituents.
100%.
And the point I'm trying to make is that the sentiment I outlined in my remarks crosses demographics, crosses ages, it crosses partisan lines. This concept of the country not working and needing to A, get a better deal for Alberta, or B, explore other options, is being talked about in my very rural and very conservative, it's true, riding in Lakeland, by people who voted NDP in the last 2 provincial elections, by people who voted Liberal in the 2015 election. They've come up to me and told me that. And I would suggest that the response from a Liberal minister and a senior cabinet or a senior member and a person who's been here for a long time to stand up and yell at me and berate me and suggest that what I've said is invalid and not true is just actually exactly the problem. But his comment about this government giving more money to Albertans than other government or ever before, or whatever it is, just like when they promised they were going to be the most transparent and accountable government in the history of the universe, right? That's a fundamental misunderstanding of what people in my riding want out of the country, and a fundamental misunderstanding of the way they hope that government operates. Albertans in Lakeland, and I'll only speak on behalf of those, but I suspect some of my colleagues from the province would say the same thing, just want to be able to do their work, just want to be able to live their lives, just want to be able to contribute to Canada. But it is this federal government, through successive policies and laws and tax hikes and global messages and domestic messages, that have blocked oil and gas development in Alberta and caused this alienation and frustration. And no amount of peacocking and yelling and screaming and shouting me down and berating me will change that fact. They better get this message and get it quick, because it is these Liberals and it's their anti-energy, anti-Alberta, anti-West leftist allies who are putting the country at risk. They need to look themselves in the mirror for the sentiment that I am speaking on behalf of the people who sent me here to do this job.
Questions and comments? We have the automobile.